Number 5, it bears mentioning what exists when something is illegal. And these are what we call underground markets, or sometimes we refer to them as black markets. Right, so in any culture, in any society, there are certain things that are legal and illegal. And as you change countries, things that are legal in one place are legal in another, right? We could think simple examples here would be, what if I want to buy cigarettes in Hawaii and I'm 19 years old? It's obviously not allowed in Hawaii, right? You have to be 21. But I could go to California and I could be 18. So, what do 18 to 20-year-olds do that live in Hawaii that want to smoke, right? They could, they could themselves always travel to California and pick up lots of cigarettes and then come back to Hawaii. Or we imagine that there probably would emerge a market where those who are over 21 that can legally buy the cigarettes would then sell cigarettes illegally to those who are 18 to 20. Now, what about something that is universally illegal, right? Like something like, let's, pick a hardcore drug of some kind, right? That's illegal. Cocaine or heroin, right? Not legal anywhere in the U.S., but yet it exists, right? And there is a market for it, right? We could figure out by, a certain weight or a certain volume, we could figure out how much heroin on average costs, right? Or we could figure out how much cocaine costs, or name your drug. The point is just because it's illegal doesn't mean that people aren't buying the thing or selling the thing. So when something becomes illegal, the point here is that people still buy it and sell it. Much like alcohol in the 1920s, right? The problem is that you really can't control it then if it's illegal, right? So, and again, I'm not trying to invite controversy here, right? But let's look at something like prostitution. Prostitution is, except Nevada, right, is illegal in the U.S. That means that the workers, they can't unionize, they don't have health insurance, they don't have some protections, and the customer also doesn't have, consumer protections or anything like that. Everyone's doing something wrong here in this case, right, because it's illegal. But in the Netherlands, where it's legal, right, presumably, right, you could probably get health insurance, just like a Walmart employee in the U.S. gets health insurance, right? You could unionize, right, because the workers could get all together and say, we demand certain conditions. And also, consumers could say, hey, I paid this price but didn't get this, right? I, paid money and, they wouldn't accept my money, right? You could make consumer complaints, and you would have something legitimately to complain about. So what we see here then in underground and black markets is that a society must really think about what harm it's doing just by making something illegal. I'm not in favor of legalizing everything, because what we make illegal reflects our culture and our values. An example would be something like, I don't think that 5-year-olds should be working, right? So it's illegal for 5-year-olds to work. Does that mean that no 5-year-old in the U.S. works? No. We would suspect that there are some parents who choose to do that, right? I wouldn't do it. I would hope that some of you wouldn't do it, but a market exists. Now, what does this mean? Is that the children who do work in these kind of markets are probably really mistreated. And it also means that the buyers of their labor also don't have any protections as well.